Hi, it's Mrs. Moret with help on today's assignment, which is in your textbook on page 322, numbers 1 through 4, 8, and 10. For number 1, this is the graph of this equation, 2y minus x is equal to 1, and we're supposed to determine if these 2 points are solutions to the equation. So if they're solutions to the equation, first of all, I should be able to see that they're on the graph. And this graph is a little bit tricky because it's scaled by 2's. So it looks like this point here could possibly be 0, 1/2. And it looks like this point here would likely be -7, -3. It looks like that would be correct on this scale. But to double check, we would want to actually plug in to the equation these values for x and y and verify that it makes the equation true. So for the first one, I'm going to plug in a 1/2 for y, so 2 times 1/2, and a 0 for x, so -0. And I've got the Desmos app open on my phone, so I can easily do that calculation if I'm not sure. So 2 times 1/2 and then obviously -0 is still going to equal 1. So that did equal 1. So that one is a solution. And so this equals 1. So yes. And then for -7, -3. So -3 is the y value. So 2 times -3. And then -7 is the x value. So minus -7. Again, I'll just use my Desmos app here to figure that out. So 2 times -3, and then minus -7. Oops, I missed the 3 there. There we go. Okay, so 2 times -3 minus -7 is also equal to 1. So since this is equal to 1, it is yes again. So those are both solutions to the equation. Now we want to determine if these are solutions to the inequality. So if I put these numbers in for x and y into this side of the inequality, do I get an answer that is greater than 1? So 2y minus x is greater than 1. So I'm looking for answers that are more than 1. So for the first one, 2 times 2 minus x, minus 0. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 minus 0 is 4, which is greater than 1. So yes. And then the next one, 2 times 1/2 minus 8. Well, 2 times 1/2 is equal to 1, and 1 minus 8 equals -7. So no. The next one, 2 times 3, and then minus -6 for x. 2 times 3 is 6, and minus -6. So I can just rewrite this as 6 plus 6. When you subtract a negative, you're really adding the positive. This is 12, which is greater than 1, so yes. And then finally, -7, -3. So 2 times -3 minus -7. So 2 times -3 is -6, minus -7 really is plus 7, and -6 plus 7 is equal to 1. So equal to 1 is not the same thing as greater than 1. So even though it makes the equation true at the top, it doesn't make the inequality true. So this one is a no. The next part of the question is asking us to shade the region that represents the solution set to the inequality 2y minus x is greater than 1. So I know that the shaded region is going to contain the points where we said yes. So 0, 2, and negative 6, 3. Those should be in the same region. So 0, 2 is here, and negative 6, 3 is about here. And they're both above the line. And then just to double check, 8, 1/2 is over here. So I can even see it's not on the same side of the line as the points that were solutions to the inequality. So that's the side of the graph that we're going to shade. And then the final question is, are the points on the line included in the solution set? Explain how you know. And the answer to that is no. Because in this inequality, it's a greater than symbol, not greater than or equal to. So the solutions are greater than 1, not greater than or equal to 1. Okay, so it does not include the points on the line, just in this case above it. All right, number 2 says to select all coordinate pairs that are solutions to the inequality 5x plus 9y is less than 45. So I'm going to plug in these values and make sure my answer is less than 45. Okay, so for 0, 0, some of these I'll use the calculator and some of them are pretty simple, so we can just do them in our head. Actually, most of them we can do in our head. All right, so 0, 0. So 5 times 0 plus 9 times 0, well, that equals 0 and that equals 0. So this is equal to 0, which is less than 45. So I'm going to select A. The next one is going to be 5 times 9 plus 9 times 0. That's 45 plus 0, which is 45. So it needs to be less than 45, not equal to 45. So don't select C. Oh, I guess I'm going out of order. Sorry about that. I'll go down here to B. 5, 0. So 5 for X, 5 times 5, and 0 for Y. 25 plus 0 is 25. And 25 is less than 45, so I'll select B. Okay, we did C. Next is D. 0 for X, so 5 times 0. 5 for Y, plus 9 times 5. That equals 0 plus 45. And again, if it equals 45, then it's not less than 45. So we won't select that one. This one, 5 times 0 is 0. And then 9 times 9 is 81. So 0 plus 81 is 81. Obviously, that one's a no. It's over 45. And the next one, 5 and 9. So 5 times 5 is 25, plus 9 times 9, which is 81. So 25 plus 81 is going to be too big. And just to find what it is, we can plug it in here. So 5 times 5 is 25. 9 times 9 is 81. And 25 plus 81 is 106. Again, too big, not less than 45. And then for G, we're doing 5 times negative 5 plus 9 times negative 9. So now we've got two negative numbers that we're adding together, negative 25 plus negative 81. Well, since they're both negative, when we add them together, the answer is still negative. It's negative 106 instead of positive. And so this is another one that you should select. So altogether on number 2, we selected A, B, and G. Okay, the next problem. Consider this linear equation. 2y minus 3x equals 5. Now, it says negative 1, 1 is a solution to the equation. And then it says to find another xy pair. So I'm going to put that onto the graph. So the equation is 2y minus 3x equals 5. Okay. So when I look at this, I can see it looks to me like the 0.37, and I'm just going to type it in as an ordered pair so we can see. Oh yeah, 3, 7 is another xy pair that is a solution to the equation. So I'm going to use that one. I could have used any coordinates of points on this line that I find. Okay, the next question about this asks about negative 1, 1, and 4, 1. So I'm just going to keep typing in ordered pairs. Negative 1, 1. Looks like that's right on the line. However, 4, 1, I can see on the graph that it's not on the line. And I'll put it on here for you to also see. It's this point right here, so it's not on the line. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize it said the inequality. Okay, so negative 1, 1 is on the line. It's equal, and then 4, 1. We have to do some math to figure it out. You can't always just assume that if it's under the point that it's a solution, or under the line. So we're going to plug in. So remember, this is x, this is y, this is x, this is y. So 2y. 2 times 1 minus 3x minus 3 times negative 1. So that's going to be 2. And then we're actually adding 3. Negative 3 times negative 1 is positive. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. So that's why the first one is a no. And then the second one, the 0.41, so we're going to put in a 4 for x and a 1 for y. So 2 times 1 minus 3 times 4. So 2 times 1 is 2, and then minus 3 times 4 is 12, and 2 minus 12 is equal to negative 10. And so negative 10 is less than 5, so this one is a yes. So then the question is, explain how to use the answers to the previous questions to graph the solution set to the inequality 2y minus 3x is less than 5. So the first part is for the inequality is that you would graph the line. Okay, so would you use a dotted line or a solid line? Well, you would use a dotted line because, or a dashed line, because it's just less than, not less than or equal to. So we would graph 2y minus 3x equals 5 using a dashed line. And then shade the area that includes this point that we found that made the inequality true. And that was 4, 1. So includes the point 4, 1. All right, and that is how you would graph the inequality. All right. On number 4, you can see it's already been graphed for us. And so we have to determine if this is the boundary line that's drawn here. And notice that it's a dashed line. So we're going to use greater than or less than, not greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. So if this is the line and we want to write an inequality that's represented by the graph, I'm going to choose any point in the shaded blue region. So maybe I will choose the point, how about 0, 1? 0, 1 is in the blue region, and I'm going to use it to see if I put it in here, is my answer less than 6 or more than 6? And that's how I'm going to know what symbol goes into the inequality. So if this is the boundary line, the first thing I know about the inequality is it has 5x plus 2y on one side, and it has 6 on the other side. So I'm going to figure out the symbol that goes in between them by testing this point. So again, this was the point 0, 1. So I put a 0 in for x and a 1 in for y. And I get 0 plus 2, which is 2. So is 2 less than 6 or is 2 more than 6? 2 is less than 6. So since the point I chose is in the shaded area, the true region, solution set for this inequality, I know the symbol has to go this way because I got a 2 when I checked a point from over here. And I know that this is true. And the 2 comes from plugging in a point from the solution set. So this is the answer for number 4. Okay, you had 2 review problems, number 8 and number 10. So number 8, Elena is planning to go camping for the weekend and has already spent $40 on supplies. She goes to the store and buys more. She's already spent 40 and she's going to buy more. And so if D is the total amount in dollars that she spends on supplies, then this is the inequality that represents that. And you might think, oh, it's greater than or equal to. It's not. It's just greater than because she's already spent 40 and she's going to buy more. So it has to be more than 40 since she's already spent that much. And finally, number 10. So this is a review of what you did at the end of last week. Which graph represents the solution to 4x minus 8 divided by 3 is less than or equal to 2x minus 5? And so we could start by solving this inequality as if it were an equation. So I'm going to rewrite it, 4x minus 8 divided by 3 equals 2x minus 5. And so I'll start by multiplying both sides of the equation by the 3 in the denominator to eliminate this fraction. So on the left side, we get 4x minus 8 equals, and then distribute the 3. 3 times 2x is 6x, and minus 3 times 5 is 15. And next, I would maybe move the 4x over to that side by subtracting, and then move the minus 15 to the left side by adding. Remember, we want to keep it balanced, using opposite operations and making sure you have numbers on one side of the equal sign and then variable terms on the other. So -8 plus 15 is equal to +7. And 6x minus 4x is equal to 2x. So finally, divide both sides of the equation by 2, and we get x equals 3.5. So I know it's going to be either A or B because C and D have that starting solution at -3.5. So I know it's going to be on the positive. However, I don't know if the solutions that make the inequality true are greater than 3.5 or less than 3.5. And so I have to figure that part out. So I need to plug in another number, any number that's greater than 3.5, to see which way to shade on the number line. So a number greater than 3.5, I would say I could use maybe 6. So I'm going to test this number, 6. So 4 times 6 minus 8 divided by 3. And then I'm going to see if it makes this true. 2 times 6 minus 5. Okay, so this is 24, and 24 minus 8 is 16. So over here we have 16 divided by 3, and then this is 12 minus 5, which is 7. So on the right side I have 7, okay? Now 16 divided by 3, 3 goes into 16 5 times with 1 left over. So since 16 thirds is equal to 5 1/3, and 5 1/3 is less than 7, it makes it true. And so the top graph is the correct solution. And that is the end of your assignment. I hope that was helpful.